Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. You're now tuned into another episode of Talk That Talk with Q. I am your host, the one and only Q. And today we will be talking about the psychology of holiday spending and the tactics that go behind it.
Love, talk that talk with you. Come on in, come speak your truth. Break the chain. Talk that talk with you.
So let's get into it. For me, the holidays between November and December, it's always a hectic type of time when you see people start to frantically reschedule their daily lives just for this, one main season. And it's not even so much of Thanksgiving, it's more so about Christmas. And that whole December 25th, have to make sure my family and friends get gifts, and my co-workers, whoever, get gifts. But that in itself, it woke me up, because from a child, I really didn't, you know, um, understand the dynamics of Santa Claus coming down a chimney and in the middle of the night while you're sleeping to give you gifts and stuff like that. Just, just didn't seem right, And I'm not saying all of this to discard those who choose to, you know, go along with these holidays or tactics, but the whole point of this episode is to talk about the pressures, the obligations, the shame, the impulsive buying, the excessive buying that comes with this December 25th holiday, which has so much controversy, in today's time of 2025, where knowledge is highly accessible now. People are still living in the past tense, as if truth hasn't come to the light for certain things, shall I say, without sounding a certain way, whether you take that from this regardless or not. I'm just going off of the fairness of the equation here, with the pluses and minuses of the situation. And it just seems so crazy to me how, all year long you work. Let's give it some context here. A family of four, say, mother, father, and two children. You work all year long, and your children might need some things throughout the year. Do you not get them? You know, maybe you do an award system for getting good grades this quarter and stuff like that. Hey, we're going to go out to your favorite amusement park or gaming place or whatever, or get you something just to show you that we understand, we see you, and applaud your hard work, stuff like that. Or even to your loved ones. Hey, I just want to give you something just to show you I love you, or that I'm thinking about you. Do you not do that throughout the year? It's just a legitimate question, because every single year at this time of the year, there's always chaos, disorder, and frantic buying, like impulsive buying for random stuff that your children probably don't even want. They're going to play with it maybe one time and then discard it. Or if your loved one is like, I don't really want another pair of socks or a robe, why are you buying me this? You can say the thought that counts. No. Most of you have been fed the program where Here it is. This is your holiday. This is your time to give gifts. And for what though? You have no legitimate reason. What's the reason of giving the gifts on this day that you haven't done or you can't do throughout the entire year? The whole thing of it is, it's not me sounding bitter. It's just ridiculous to me, the mindset of the impulsive spending and the excessive spending that most people do this time of year for stuff that's been there for the entire year. And going back to the love or the gratitude and appreciation for the ones that you're giving these gifts to. You have to wait one day out the year to cram it in instead of giving them something throughout the year to show love, show gratitude, to show thankfulness. Like, I just don't get it. Some are going broke for the next 2 weeks trying to play catch up for their bills just to purchase materialistic things that may not even hold any value. That's the most important part. Materialistic things that may not even hold value to the person you're giving that gift to. Like I said, the thought that counts, yeah, that's not it. That's not the point I'm making here. The thought that counts, then you could just say, hey, I'm happy to be in your presence. Let's go out. Let's do something, or let's talk. Let's get to understand each other. See where we are. Let's catch up. Let's see where we can reach forward to. You know, other than a material thing, why can't it be a spiritual thing? You know, and I'm kind of not wanting to stray away, but speaking on that, is it just me, or have you realized that December 25th has nothing to do with Christianity or Jesus' birth on that day? It has everything to do with Santa Claus and his elves and his reindeers and Mrs. Claus and everything else that comes with it, and these gifts and being naughty or nice. Nothing to do with was supposed to be the original reasoning for this day. That's not oddly strange to you that nothing is promoted in that form or that sense on a global scale? But yet the program still exists for you to make sure you go buy some stuff. And just so we can make sure you do, we're going to make sure we mark it down so it can give you a discount, so you can make sure you can get your gifts for all your loved ones. No one bats an eye, no one thinks twice about none of this stuff, but here it is. Oh, it's just Christmas. And then someone like me who questions those things, or like raise the eyebrow to, like, you don't see how you got swapped out from one figure for another, and yet it's so important. Why are you such this way? Why you gotta be, don't be a downer, you gotta be the party pooper? No, that's what I'm saying. The sheep will always follow the flock if they just... I'm gonna leave that one alone. But what I am going to say is that, what I'm trying to say is that, without a question, you're just programmed this time of year, do the same thing, just like all the other holidays. And without thinking, you're feeling obligated to, whether it's, what are my kids going to think of me? What are my significant other going to think of me? What do you mean, what are they going to think of you? If you're doing this all year long, or you showing love, gratitude, and, affection to each other all year long, this should not be nothing new. It should not trip you out if you can't spend $1,000 on unnecessary materialistic things to prove you love someone or show you love them, and that they got gifts. Why I can't have any gifts? Or where's my gift? Or this all you got me? That is so wild to me. You know, so here's an example of why all this even sparked this topic today of this everyday conversation, because this is what I had. I'm going about my day normally with my youngest son. We goes into one of these, stores here, and there's two grown men ready to physically harm each other over a $5 toy, because that was the last one left on the shelf. And the little store is already packed with like 40 to 50 people. Two grown men getting ready to physically harm themselves over a $5 toy. For this holiday. And not to mention the stuff in the past of people being unalived over purchasing something from these department stores just to give as a gift, or for themselves even, during this holiday time. Like, it is wild to me that all morals, all moral compasses, everything, standards go out the window during this time. It's like, why? Can someone legitimately give me a legitimate, factual answer to justify why is it so much heavy spending that you go crazy, almost get into fights and confrontations, harming someone, or even worse, over this one day for materialistic items? Is it to prove you love your significant other, your children, or family members, friends? What? Just show that, oh, I got gifts too, and you got gifts, and like, I'm trying to understand it now in this day and age with all the knowledge and information that's been obtained, like I said before earlier, and you still do the same exact pattern. I just don't get the equation. I know this may not even resonate with some people, but on the other side, it may. I'm trying my best to deliver it as best as I can, structurally, for video purposes, but this whole show is about real conversation. So the way you talk, the way I'm talking now is a real, way to say things and ask these questions versus, oh, I got to make sure it's structurally this and that, robotic, so it's straight. No, I'm just trying to get it all out naturally right here. Sitting down in front of the camera, talking to you, to the people, wanting to know legitimately, what is it that makes this season, this day, this important for so many people to go crazy and losing their lives over materialistic gifts, trying to break their necks to go broke, struggling to pay their bills for the next couple of months. They overspent on gifts that these people that they're giving it to may not even care about, or re-gift and give it to someone else. You see a lot of that. Some people even forget to take the names off of some of the gifts before they re-gift it. That is the wildest thing to me. Like, the whole thing is wild to me, period. Like, I really don't get it. Even from the more serious part of the religious part of this. Like, I really am struggling to understand or understand the whole synopsis of this, how this system is, how you're allowing the program to stay working on the masses like this. Like, I'm really struggling to deliver this eloquently enough, instead of just being straight raw with it, because I do want to have some, you know, 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 I do want to I don't want to be too blunt on it, but that's how it has to be. It has to be, I see, because I don't want to be struggling trying to figure out the nicest way to say these things, you know. And that's what I did say. I would always, you know, keep it straight, real, and true. So, with that being said, from this point, we're going to go straight into it. Let's go to some notes. So, the behavioral economics and economists call this social signaling. This is real studies that I found on the psychology of why you spend the way you spend, the masses spend the way they spend. But I wanted to get some understanding from the everyday people, because like I said, this is everyday conversations, everyday people, not these people who study people. That's something different. But this is very helpful for these scientists and psychologists who study the behavioral patterns of people and why they do things. But most of them, which is crazy here, I don't know if I should be saying the names of them, but even said the big corporations have this as a part of the game plan to entrap you into the programming for what? The almighty dollar. That's the end game. And it's always going to be the end game for these major corporations. The mighty dollar. So the humanity side of things, the moral compass of things, that's out the window, because this is business. So long as I'm getting these people to come in and spend, and we can collect on taxes, and we can charge them fees for this and shipping and all these other things on top of the fake markdowns. Oh, we're doing it every year, meeting our quotas. This is amazing. Don't worry about their feelings. Who cares about their issues with the product? As long as we get the sales and get the numbers in. That's what they're basically saying. They're saying that we, as in the people, spend not just to give, but to show and show off. Now, how many people can relate to that? You only doing it to brag. Oh, I got my kids this. I got my significant other this. Oh, they got me this. And look what they done got me. And ha, ha, ha. Because you want to be seen. But what good is it? Somebody could spend $1 million on you just to give you a car and a house, etc. But you're a hollow, broken person inside. What does it even matter? Now you're just a hollow, broken person, nasty, evil person with $1 million car and a house that was granted to you by someone just to show that they love or appreciate you. Your flesh is fulfilled, but your spirit remains broken, nasty, and bitter. Like, come on now. Where are we at with this? Why can't I say, hey, give me a hug. Happy holidays. You know, I love and appreciate you. Yeah, but love ain't gonna get you no gifts, and why wouldn't it? The gift of life is way more important than some materialistic items. Don't you think? Well, then again, some say no. Because on the other side is, that love ain't gonna get me this, that love ain't gonna, this is a part that just comes with it. You can buy it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I'm not saying that buying things, I mean, is it a nice perk or plus? I'm just saying you're cramming it in and going crazy, and people are getting hurt for this one holiday. That's what I'm saying. If you did this stuff for each other and showed love to each other like this, like you do for this one day all year long, or at least 2 to 3 times out the year, it wouldn't be this hard or a big of a deal, or people losing their lives for materialistic things in this one season. Is my point. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep going. To demonstrate love, competency, status, or simplify that we're keeping up with a child's oversized toy, a gourmet hamper for the boss, a designer sweater for your partner, or these simple items, they're emotional proxies. They say, I care, I made it, I'm enough. It says, there are studies. They're emotional proxies, these materialistic things, that say, I care, I made it, I'm enough. Like, for me, man, that this type of stuff like really gets me to the core. Like, material items can speak that volume that your soul and your spirit can't speak, especially for the religious folks, hyper religious, shall I say. The old material items that you go break your neck for, or going broke for, or going in debt for, speaks that much volume, then your soul, your spirit, and the connection that you have with your family members, where the item holds more value than you, and that shows that gratitude of success or status, that's wild. Let's keep going. Behind the emotional facade lies a machine perfected over decades. The commercialization of human connection. That's what I was just saying. That your soul, your spirit is not so far disconnected from the loved ones that you're buying these gifts for that you fill in with the materialistic things, thinking that shows love. Like, and a lot of people really think, oh, I do love I get them everything they want. That is the number one thing some people say when I have conversations. They keep bringing up materialistic things that fill in for their love for their children or their significant other or something like that, or family members. Like, y'all lost, man. Y'all got life twisted. If you think that materialistic things is the thing that shows love, wow. Then you wonder why people are so broken. Because when someone that they meet or encounter, well, hold on, I'm used to being showered with gifts to show you love me. You must don't love me. The other person like, well, hold on. I didn't have to show I love you by giving you gifts. I showed you love by being there for you, standing there for you, being there when you down, being there when you up, picking you up, bringing you higher, taking you to a higher elevation, or protecting you. That is the greater gift than some materialistic little item or overpriced item that you think holds so much value over someone's love and appreciation and affection for you. What can you do for me? What can you get me? You ain't get me nothing? That's wild, man. I know I say that's wild a lot. I gotta stop that, but yeah. So it just blows my mind, man. Like how so far disconnected most of us are. So let's keep going. Corporations didn't just capitalize on Christmas, they refined it, redefined it from the Victoria era. So this is way back. They took that. It was already a control mechanism. So then they took it and found a way to. I'm not going to use my own words. I'm about to continue to read. Reinvent the thought of gift giving to modern Black Friday chaos. Marketers have woven spending into the fabric of holiday meaning. Like, do y'all understand the research that they've gathered here, and this is what this is saying? So you know what? With me reading this, I guess, for some of you, I can't even blame you then, because the programming is so well put together that you don't even understand why you're doing what you're doing, or not even questioning if this is right or wrong, or should I really be doing this? Because it's a part of the program. These ain't my words. These are the researchers. You know what? I'll probably share them at the end. I'll share the links so you can go fact check or look it up yourself. They linked generosity with consumerism, love with shopping carts. This is really what this says. Not me being creative. This is what their research says. And joy with instant gratification. And they've done it so effectively that even those who know better, often fall into the trap. This is their research. Again, I'm going to put down the studies and the links and all that. Look it up for yourself. It's there. Most of us just choose not to read, but that's another topic. By linking worth with what they buy, marketing turns impulse buying into a form of emotional self-medication. Did we just hit on another key right here? They just said emotional self-medication. And it's displayed like that. Emotional self-medication. So that's another form of what? What you need medication for usually? When you have a dis-ease or complications or what? Or you're sick, hurt, broken. Don't all these words sound kind of familiar and coinciding with something else? Come on, man. Let's keep going. We shop with anxiety. We overspend when lonely. We splurge when we're insecure about not measuring up. Retail therapy isn't just a joke. It's a psychological loop built on dopamine and debt. So let's go into the hidden costs that's not just financially. The real cost of holiday spending isn't just credit card bills. It's the parents skipping meals to afford the must-have toy. The single person booking an expensive holiday trip just to avoid being labeled lonely or alone. Claiming that they're okay with being alone. We all know how that story goes. That's another topic. The family avoiding truth about finances because everyone else has a Christmas tree, a feast, and presents. The average they found at the bare minimum spends $500 on a person. One single. 500 in this one little season versus all year long. This is why they going broke or claiming they gotta catch up on bills. All them holidays killed me. We all done heard people say that. Oh, after the holidays, I'm gonna be broke. You already know you looking forward to being broke and complaining about not being able to pay your bills. That is wild. Because you got to get those must-have items for Christmas. We're going to keep going. The quiet shame of returning gifts after January 2nd. That is a unfortunate but leading stat to some gift givers and the ones who receive the gifts. I had already talked about that. Some who just, I never wanted this anyways. I'll take it and then I'll just go exchange it back to where they got it from to get something I really want. But that goes back to knowing your people that you're getting these gifts for, your family members, your friends, your children, whoever. That's to knowing them, like something that values that they could actually value and won't just go behind your back and next thing you know you come over and say, oh, what happened to that? Oh yeah, I had made a mistake. I packed it somewhere. I don't even remember where it went. All the bull crap that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So, on the last part is, the decisions aren't irrational. They're human. And they're preyed upon by systems designed to exploit our deepest emotional vulnerabilities. Fear of exclusion, desire for approval, and longing for connection. Like I said right before that, they feed you off of your broken connection with your family and friends. You feel like, here's a gift. Okay, now can we be? No, you gotta mend within each other. That little materialistic item that you think is going to be a wonderful gift, and for someone to forget something or forget what you haven't done all year for them, and you cram it in this one day. Nah, for some it ain't gonna work like that. Yeah, you may get over on your children or something because mommy and daddy said so, and you better just be grateful for this or what we give you. Nah, that's still a living spirit and being who has emotional feelings and understand when mommy and daddy or whoever, or the parent and guardian or whatever, ain't showing them true love and affection. Come on now. Even the children understand that part. Like, I, I'm going back to it. I really don't understand the mindset of people who think that buying materialistic things for people is showing love. Make me understand that, please. For real, because I don't see it. And I wouldn't take that. That, oh, that's, yo, you showing you love me by giving me a gift. No. Be there for me when I'm down. When I need somebody to talk to, or need to be picked up, you know what I'm saying, or a little hurt, or damn, or even, here we go, yeah, financially then, you know what I mean, like, all right, so this one I'm just gonna say, because I ain't gonna say it for, so the studies of 2022 to 2024, studies by the American Psychological Association found that 61% out of 100, 61% of Americans feel increased stress during the holidays, with finances cited as the top concern. Meanwhile, retailers make over $1 trillion in a single holiday season sales annually, alone in the US. The math speaks volumes. Stress equals sales equals corporate success. Let that sink in. Stress equals sales equals corporate success on your livelihood by tricking you to believe that you are obligated to do, man, like I just can't see how people can't grasp the idea. And even when some do, like I said, in the research they said, those who even know still fall victim. Because of what? They don't want to feel shamed, or they don't want to feel like, oh, you ain't get your kids nothing, or you ain't on this one day. It's just this one freaking day. This one day that's been strayed far away from the original purpose of the day. But let's be fair real quick. On the other hand, those who work hard all year long and probably ain't got time, or has been separated or whatever from their loved ones or whoever that they're buying these gifts for, may need the glorification of this one day to say, sorry for all year, here you go. I can see that, just to be fair here. But it doesn't justify anything, but I could see that being the useful tool, shall I say, for someone needing that big impact while everybody else is, just following along with the program. It'll probably make that other person that you're buying this stuff for feel that important too. Remember, everything that has structures and been set up inside programs are literally just that, programs. There's nothing else behind it. It's just a program. Who follows along is the success of the program. How effective it works on those people or things is the success of the program. So let's stay back on topic. I don't want to be too long on this joint. I just really had to speak about this for these holiday season. Like I said, especially for my own encounter this season. And I had to get my son up out of here. Like, yo, this is not worth it. All these people started to get chaotic for these two grown men arguing and getting ready to fight inside this little store. People are going to get trampled over. These children that's here, like, in this store, like, all that. I thought about all that could have happened if that wouldn't have got de-escalated by the children. You understand what I'm saying right now? It got de-escalated only because the child said no. He wouldn't want that. So had not the sibling of the child that the father was getting the gift for not said, no, he wouldn't want that. He wouldn't want that. It would have escalated, clearly. He tossed the gift. The other dude picks it up, and then they go in line like nothing happened after that point. Yeah, this ain't worth it. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. And I said to him, my son, I'm like, you see this? This ain't what we're going to be going through. This right here is worthless, and it don't mean anything. You don't go crazy over no materialistic items, no little toys, no. You know, just to cut off of this for a second, like I might have said in my first video or the one of the previous ones, I get so passionate about the things that move me as I'm moving in my purpose, you know, and it really gets to the core, like these little things that people think like, yo, dude, what is wrong with you? You kind of weird for thinking, who cares? It's just gifts, or it's just a holiday, or whatever. Man, we've been doing this for whatever. Break them generational curses, man. Break that cycle. You just saying go along with it, like whatever. This is what we've been doing for years. Or what you want to try to change it for now, or what you gonna replace it with? What do you mean? That's up to you. You understand your dynamic of your household, whatever. So that's why I said before what I said. To be fair, some might need this one day to have that glorification moment out of the year, because that's all they can afford or that's all they got. But showing love to people, technically, is free. You know what I mean? It's not per se a super high expense to show appreciation to someone, but to a certain degree, people with pride and ego, they do tend to like, yeah, but is that giving too much of me? Like, I don't want them to think. All right, let's stay on topic. Like I said, I just wanted to do a quick short one for this, but I see I'm going on again but like I said, this is the true passion that comes out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I choose to speak on camera, you know. So we're gonna sum this all up. The last point on this from the psychologist in that association was that most of the people who are stressed out, easily shamed, or feel like they need to buy love and affection, it says the ones who highly overextend themselves with buying gifts, decorations, parties, travel, and experiences that they can't quite afford often accompany themselves with stress, guilt, or even quiet despair. And most of them, with the survey studies, show that 79% never mentioned religious background or a religious figure or showed any emotion to religion for December 25th. It was only the holidays, gift giving, presents, and family is what the surveys show. 79. Proving my point, stray so far away from what was supposed to be. So, like every show, we try to give some solutions. Now, we give the conversation, the topics, let's give some solutions here. What I started to jot down after reading this and going through it, I made some mental notes, things that I think you can use, some tools that you could probably use, or some tactics you can probably use for replacing it. Because you're like, okay, you take this away, you do all of this, then what is there? What is left to do then? There is a lot of things. Like I said, you can connect with your significant other or your loved ones and family and friends with an emotional connection. Just sitting down talking. How's life been treating? How's it today? How's it last week? Or what do you look forward to doing? What's on your mind? Stuff like that. Those little things matter too. But we act like as if that small talk sometimes doesn't even matter. the small talk can be the most impactful conversation you can have with someone with the biggest punch. Because it could be a gem sitting right there. Oh, what's on your mind? How you been feeling lately? People ask, hey, how you doing when they greet in passing, but they don't really care how you doing. It's just a phrase because that's what, another part of the program. But really ask it to them. Hey, how you doing? Everything okay? Physically, mentally, spiritually, you all right? You know? Check in. You know what I'm saying? That can go a long way. Let me see, how can I put this? I jotted down, define your own meaning. Okay? Ask, what do I actually want this season to represent? Since we see that it isn't what it is or what it was supposed to be, and even if that is what it's supposed to be, we see that it's strayed away from that. We all know that, whether you want to admit to it or not. It ain't what it is or what it was. So now that you know what this current is and has been for quite a while, what do you want this season to represent? Replace it with what you want it to represent. You know what I'm saying? That should help you define maybe a little more structure within your own home. See, I can't speak too vaguely or like, because everyone's situation is different, but specifics I can't speak on, but I'm just doing some general, things. Is it gratitude, togetherness, peacefulness, faith, joy? Which one is it? Like, use those type of things to represent the season. And then from there, write down your 3 values. Then let those guide your spending. If connection matters most, a candlelit dinner may even more than 5 wrap boxes anchor decisions and personal meanings. So you got a candlelit dinner, probably 4 or 5 boxes. Here's one. These are items for you that represents our love, our connection, our peace, our unity. My next little creative thing was set a joy to cost ratio. Like, before you even purchase anything, set a joy to cost. How much joy will this bring, like, to others or that you buying the gifts for? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Then set it to only 3 things. Yeah, y'all only know you're only getting 3 things. Whether it was $5 items, $10 items, $100 items, $200 items. Just set it to 3 things. And off that joy level, it should represent one of this moment, or something that would spark, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? The next is the cost should only be represented to what you can afford. So, as an example, the ratio. If you know, here it is the 25th, most of you got bills on the 1st. Your first item is coming in at $50. The next one is $100. Your debt ain't there yet, but if you do 2 more items, you know you're going to overspend. But you're talking about I can make it up later, that extra $100, that bill can be a little low, I could just pay the rest. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. That's how a lot of people just get caught up and then you still stuck. What's the point? It's just the simple little things like that. Change the mindset of how you spend or what you're spending on. I really want this game system, Dad. I really want this, Mom. Could you get It's $670. I can't just get you that. Do you understand that? Without having to reevaluate some things or understand that, one, do you deserve that? Two, will you appreciate that? Just it being given to you. Three, is it in the budget right now to get? Or can I get it over time? The next one is create rituals with limits, though. Not these ones that you've been following for generations. Oh, it's just, we've been doing this for generations. We've been doing this, so why change it now? Like, set the tone for sustainability, accountability, and affordability. Like, making it everything affordable. Like, the number one thing was people feeling shameful, or like they were going to get shamed or discarded because they weren't following the sheet, following the program, knowing that they can't keep up with it or afford to be all elaborate, and then wondering if their children is going to tell it, oh, I got these many gifts, or I got this stuff, or no one really cares outside of your household, truthfully. No one. Like, you can get some people, and if somebody do pay attention to you like that, then that's a issue that's deeply rooted, not just because of this holiday that all of y'all tripping over. They have some deeper issues with you personally or within themselves. If they're judging you on, oh, you ain't get your kids all of this, or you ain't get your, or he ain't give you this, or she ain't buy you, man, what y'all doing? If y'all got a deeper connection, no one outside should be able to even dare mention anything like that, and it affects you. But society, the pressure, the peer pressure, all of that, all plays a role, man. And subconsciously, most people just fall into the trap every single year. And then whine and cry about it afterwards. I'm broke. I'm going to be broke until tax time. You know how many people say that after their Christmas holiday shopping? Oh, I'm going to have to wait until tax time to re-up, and hopefully I can stretch it out with these bills. I'm going to have to get on this plan. Like, that is already wild. So, I feel like you should just put it straight like this. Tell them. Just tell them. The people, especially if y'all know y'all connected with what I'm saying. I'm cutting back this year. Ain't gonna be doing all of that over the top spending, going broke, and then whining about stuff later on after this one day is over. I ain't doing all that. Just simply say that. Then you'll get the true, honest responses from them. Then that'll let you know how they are. You know what I mean? I really feel like this should be discussed with a bigger group, so we can get a bigger impact, because I think what I'm doing right now is not enough to get the grasp of where I'm trying to go with this conversation, because it is deep and it runs deep. If they have associations like this that are well known studying this for corporations and for their own data, like, you're still not understanding the severity I feel on the brief notes that I got, that I put down, and that I'm talking about right now. Like, because it is deeply rooted. They playing on your emotional strings, your financials, your credentials, your social, all of that. They playing on all levels, and they know it. But they go with the program because it's all about the mighty dollar at the end of the day, not you. just feel like I should dive deeper into it and allow um, a number of guests to get more insight on it, and then actually see some people who really spend over the top, and some who spend little. And let's do some real live, you know what I'm saying, on set, like conversations like that about this, because just to see where the people's mind at and if you can relate to them. I think that's where I'm gonna go with this next. So with that being said, I think other than, I'll give you one more, other than the three that I just mentioned, I really think that other than being straightforward, which is the most strongest one, like, you know, I don't know how you can get any, you know, straightforward than being straightforward. But one more, I would say, solution would be to engage throughout the year with those people that you know you spend a significant amount of money for during this season. Do some of the things I was saying. Show appreciation, show gratitude, show some more love and affection, emotional connections. Like, do more of that throughout the year, so that when this time comes around, if you are going to fall back into the program, one or two items ain't going to break you. You ain't complaining you broke until tax time. Trying to borrow money to pay for gifts. That is the craziest thing. I mean, I only know one person personally that did something like that. But that is beyond, like, crazy. What you need a loan for to buy some materialistic gifts? If you ain't got it, you just ain't got it. What do you need a... Alright, but stay on topic. I go in, man. Sometimes I'll try to refrain that. But yeah, just show a little more gratitude, appreciation, love, and affection to those that you know you buy gifts for every year during this season. Then it will lighten that load, you know. The stress will go down. The feeling like you're obligated to buy something or buy multiple gifts will go out the window. And even those people that you're buying for will tend to start, I'm not expecting too much, or we don't, you know, have to go all elaborate or go all out for each other, because we do it all year long. That's my whole thing about this episode. If you do this, gift giving, and not just physical materialistic gifts of all around, like I spoke on, all year long, when some little items come in, or only just a few, one or two during this holiday, it won't be a foreign thing, because you showed love, you gave gifts all year long. But the gift of life, like I'm saying, is way more important than materialistic things. It's like we slowly adapting a process of losing humanity in so many ways. Oh, wow. I think I just got another topic to talk about right there on that one. Hitting me. Wow. But yeah, like, the disconnect is, like, so real within so many families. Like, they replace it with buying things, and they deem it a sickness where it needs self-medication. I showed you that. I talked about that earlier, where they labeled it that way, and then they feed you a remedy for it. Lower tax breaks on certain items, sales 50% off, and Black Friday deals, and that in itself is another issue as well. Black Friday and the whole title around that. without getting any flags or anything. Just look that up for yourself. The origins of that, you know. And but yeah, so just show more love, gratification, gratitude, connection, and connect with one another. Because once your connection gets there, you would understand each other regardless to materialistic things. And it wouldn't be hard. It would be less stress, less mental breakdowns, less debt that you acquire, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So, in that, I would like to conclude this episode of Talk That Talk with Q. I'm your host, the one and only Q, signing off for now. Peace.
Shed the light. Come on, make it move. Rise up high. Talk that talk with you. In the room. 101.